Welcome to English Dreamy Tales, where magical stories come to life, and you learn English in a simple and relaxing way.
In a big kingdom, there lived a kind king.
He had one son, Prince Daniel. One day, Prince Daniel rode deep into the forest, not knowing danger was waiting for him. As Prince Daniel rode his horse deeper into the forest, everything slowly became quiet and strange. Then dark smoke began to rise, slowly surrounding Prince Daniel and his horse. From the dark smoke, an old witch slowly appeared, her magic filling the air around him. The witch raised her hand, and a bright magic light fell on Prince Daniel and his horse. Then she used her magic again, and in a flash, Prince Daniel and his horse disappeared.
Prince Daniel woke up and found himself locked inside a dark cage, while the witch laughed loudly outside.
The witch walked closer to the cage, her eyes glowing, while Prince Daniel looked around in fear.
The witch raised her hand again, and the cage began to glow with strong magical power.
Prince Daniel held the cage tightly as the magic around him grew stronger and brighter.
Back in the palace, the king waited, but his heart felt heavy with fear.
The king looked toward the empty palace gates, hoping his son would return. The king sent his guards everywhere to find the prince. They rode into the deep forest and started searching everywhere, calling and looking carefully for any sign of the prince.
After searching the forest again and again, they still could not find the prince. The guards reached the palace, and as they stopped, the king already knew something was wrong. When the guards lowered their heads, the king understood the truth, and his heart filled with pain and worry.
Far from the palace, in a small poor home, a young boy lived with his sick mother.
He had no money for medicine, and every day his mother grew weaker.
The old village man showed the boy the king's reward, and the boy understood everything.
The boy went to his mother and showed her that the king would give anything if he brought his son back.
The mother gave a special ring, a magical gift that would guide and protect in the forest.
With hope in the heart, he went out in search of the prince. With a brave heart and rising hope, he moved forward, ready to face whatever waited ahead. As he moved deeper into the forest, everything around him started to feel darker and more strange.
His heart was full of hope, but the sounds around him started to feel wrong. Before he could move, the witch appeared, blocking his path. Before he could raise the ring, the witch sent a dark light toward him, and he fell to the ground with his horse.
He took a deep breath, then pressed the ring, and bright rays of light spread all around him. Her strength faded. She took one last breath, and then she died.
Following the voice, he reached a glowing cage, and inside, a princess was shouting for help. "Save me! Save me!"
He stepped closer, raised the ring, and pointed it toward the cage. And suddenly, the cage broke into pieces.
He held the prince's hand, and together, they ran out of the forest.
The king sat quietly on his chair, feeling sad and hopeless that his son would ever return. They entered the main hall door, where the king was sitting on his chair. The king stood up, and seeing his son, his heart filled with joy. In front of the crowd, the king looked at the boy with gratitude. In front of the crowd, the king looked at the boy with gratitude. He asked the boy to tell him what he wanted, and promised to give him anything.
The boy said he wanted nothing. He only asked for help to buy medicine for his sick mother.
The king promised not only medicine but also gave him half of his kingdom, because he had saved his only son, whom he loved more than anything.
The crowd clapped with joy as the hall filled with happiness. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your support means everything.